Hey guys, before we get this started, you can probably notice that we're almost at that very magical number that is 2000. And so in order to get there as soon as possible, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you have not subscribed yet, I hope you guys do. Click that button down there below. We're almost there. It's very exciting and there's a lot of stuff up here right now. As of right now, you can also see an early review of Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There's a bunch of stuff. So hope you guys enjoy this video. And without further ado, let's get into it. A little late to this, I apologize, but I did watch Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, because it was the highest rated movie of the year. It still is the highest rated movie of the year. It's based on the very famous book by Judy Blume, which is about a young girl who is going through a major change in her life. She's growing up, and so that comes with a lot of challenges and changes, and the film obviously adapts that exact story as she's trying to also figure out things in life in general when it comes to like religion and it comes to the things that are happening around her. And as you follow the story along with Margaret, played by Abby Ryder-Fortson, and you follow her family members, her mom and dad, played by Rachel McAdams and Benny Safdie, essentially what you get over here is a film that is about just coming of age and the trials and tribulations that face a young adult, a teenager almost. And this film is probably going to be very special at some point, especially for young women, young girls growing up right now, because a lot of the themes in Margaret, which I'm going to refer to it as that for a majority of this review because it's a long title, a lot of the things that are in here are very timely, where conversations like this still, they're constantly repressed because it's always like, why would you talk about this with kids? Why would you want them to know about these things? This is so like these are very edgy topics to discuss. But the fact of the matter is that they're important things to discuss. So in the movie, when Margaret is learning about things like, wearing a bra for the first time, or, the fact that women have periods and stuff like that, they're coming to her in these very unexpected ways. And the film sort of brings out the fact that these are conversations that need to be had, and it presents them in very mature and very well thought out ways. And I think a lot of that is credited to Kelly Fremon Craig's writing and direction. She does an excellent job over here. She's done an excellent job twice over now when it comes to handling themes which are relating to, adolescence, especially with her last film, The Edge of 17, which is fantastic. I saw that film and actually got excited to watch this one because I thought that was a great movie, and that also had one of the best performances of Haley Steinfeld's career. Here, I think she doubles down on it and does some stuff that's even better, and it's led by some terrific performances, particularly a fantastic Abby Ryder-Fortson. I suppose most people know her as young Cassie Lang in the Ant-Man movies, the first two that is, but she is outstanding in this film and carries the entire thing through in such a wonderful way. And seeing her performance in this is, I feel like this is going to be the thing that you get to see her more in over the years. She is going to be a star. If this movie doesn't do it, I mean, the years to come, she's just gonna get better and better, and I cannot wait to see where her career goes. Rachel McAdams and Benny Safdie are both outstanding in this film. They're both doing so well, and they're both playing these nurturing, supportive parents to her, which is so lovely. It's so rare. Like, half the time whenever movies like this happen, they do this thing where there's always some trouble going on and you always see some bad stuff. It's like that family member not quite as good. And there is something like that in this movie. There is. But the fact that it keeps that core, family that she has, it keeps them in these ways, so close. I thought it was a really good touch. The grandma, played by Kathy Bates, wonderful. Kathy Bates is just a wonderful presence in anything, unless it's Misery. But she's wonderful in this film as well. But also the stuff that is handled with her friends, the people that she's meeting in school. She has a crush on a guy who's on the street. It's a young boy. I said guy, but you know what I mean. All of that stuff comes together in, again, very mature and very, thoughtfully poignant ways, which is something that the marketing of this film is marketing it like a comedy, which it is. It definitely has a lot of really, really funny moments and some very touching moments in that sense, but it's very mature as well, and it's also very thought-provoking, which is obviously the essence, especially when you're bringing up such topics. You want to handle them with the utmost, like most delicate ways possible. And I think just the way the film does all of that is really, really great. The storytelling across the board, I think, for this film is beautiful. I think it's got some really interesting things to say, and again, very, very timely, especially like I said, when it comes to some religious stuff, because there is an entire plot line around the fact that her mom is Christian, her father is Jewish, and there's a whole clash happening because of that. And I like the fact that they make it clear, like, she can choose when she's older. And she's trying to figure it out. So she's like, can I come to the temple with you today? Or can I go to the church today? It's like, you're trying to get a sense of it all. And so it's in leading her to see a lot of different things and learn a lot of different things. And I found that to be wonderful as well. When she's interacting with people in her class, there are some people who are looked at weirdly because they had a growth spurt, or there seems to be some really bad rumor going around, and it taps into that aspect of high school, or it's like middle school in this case as well, where it's like, kids can be sometimes very mean, and there can be things that can happen which you don't realize at first, and then it hits you. And again, poignant handling of all of those things across the board. I can't really think of issues with this film. I mean, it's not the kind of movie that you go into looking for flaws. It's a movie that has a very simple task in mind. It's a movie that has a very simple task in mind, which is to tell you a wonderful little story about how a girl is growing up and the questions that she's asking and the life that she's trying to figure out along the way. That is the goal of Margaret's story. And that's what you get. It's a film that's wonderfully realized, beautifully written, fantastically acted. Hans Zimmer's score, really good in this too. Beautifully shot as well. And I highly recommend checking it out. And I feel like it's going to be sort of a beacon for families and for, especially, like I said, young girls, young women growing up, and more to come over the years and generations. I feel like this movie could be important to them, and that would be really great. I'm going to give Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, a 9 out of 10. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very, very soon. And as always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.